Okay. Siap. Okay, I'm gonna Udah lama gak ketemu. Hi everyone, welcome to BSJ TV. I am Sasha and I am here to talk with the founder of Ada Digital Production, Esther Kurniawan. Cheers!
Hai, apa kabar?
Esther and I are here to just sit down and have a little talk about what we're doing. I think of Esther. I think you've always been someone very confident in what you're doing. You did that way first than me. Okay, when I was still in our middle school, I was still very closed off. I was very shy. But then I saw you doing these things, when it's related to English, related to storytelling and writing and the music as well. I saw you do all these things. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. I don't think you were there to impress anyone but yourself, and you were having fun.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. Just because aku orangnya I never really noticed. As far as I'm aware, when I do things kayak music, writing, kayak the one I did in BSJ, the intention of me doing it is not necessarily to impress, because I think if you're just doing it to impress, it can only last so long for you to be able to just impress people, kan?
Yeah.
But actually what you're supposed to do is you're doing it for, number one, for your own fun. That's true. Tapi other than just your own fun, you have to be able to understand there's actually purpose in what you're doing, kan? You're doing it for what?
Always have to remind yourself, why am I doing this in the first place?
Good that you're able to keep that in mind, because even though because sekarang in college I do the Diploma of Arts and Creative Industries, kan? So I do want to go into the business side of creative industries. However, the thing is that I think, especially back in high school, we're still in our teenager phase, kan? Jadi the mood goes up and down. However, one thing that you need to keep in mind is that passion dies, Like whatever you want to do, whether it's art or not art, you're always like, I want to chase my passion. Actually, passion dies. Like everything else in life, it dies. Passion dies. So what you need to do is you need to commit to yourself to be able to persevere through that passion. Because you're doing what you like. It's just that sometimes it's not as exciting. There's no high drive of dopamine, you know what I mean? There's
I think a good point of that is, when we're teenagers, me and Esther, we lived a very privileged life growing up. We went to a good school. Okay, we lived very comfortably, and to be able to have the privilege to chase our passions juga is a privilege in it of itself. We're gonna soon grow up eventually. It's not just gonna be about passion anymore. It's all about surviving, funding for your own life. You have to commit to want to still be passionate about that thing. Dreaming is fine. You can dream all you want, but so much work and commitment and sacrifice needs to be made for you to be able to reach what you want. Let's talk about Ada Digital Production. Why and what is it?
Actually, I appreciate you asking me why. Soalnya every time people ask me, it's just what's Ada? And the reason I start Ada Digital Production it's because I've been wanting to start it for a very long time. Actually, ini udah lama banget I wanted to start. Being in high school, you already know, there's not a lot of opportunities to be able to actually start something and then be consistent with it throughout. So I waited for the perfect timing to actually start Ada, and it just became clearer to me. It took me a long time to really realize that this is what I want. And when I was in high school, I was doing a project, a website called Serendipity. And I think that kind of made it clear, this is what I want to be. Kind of helped me envision perspective more of what Ada, But my passion and my heart for Ada is Gen Z and millennials, our generation today. That keeps my drive going.
I remember you doing the mental health podcast in school with the teachers. That was so fun. This is gonna relate really well to, myself, because I'm working in BSJ TV. And when I first saw your mental health podcast, I was like, wow, this is new. I've never seen anything like this in the British School Jakarta community. What I like to point out with what we're both trying to do with our platforms is to just create a bit of a more open environment and create a little world where it's a bit more accepting and inclusive. What have you learned so far in, pursuing Ada?
Okay, so I think I have to make it clear that my bachelor's degree is in social media and digital marketing. One of the things that we need to remember as kids, or not kids, tapi young adults, is that social media is the practice of selective loudness. Jadi people are loud on social media, tapi kan we're selective with what we're loud at, kan? Doesn't necessarily mean you're showing your life. Mungkin in terms of personality, you can kind of read their personality off social media, but it doesn't mean that it 100% defines what the state they're going through is. It's selective loudness. You choose, you select which one is. Actually, Ada production, pertama when we started, we're just like a normal youth community. Tapi as it grows and we were getting a lot of media partners, I have turned into an actual business di Indonesia. Jadi sekarang we actually have a patent, so I own a patent now, Ada Digital Production. We're still doing the same thing gitu. We want to empower millennials and Gen Z. That's correct. Tapi it's just a little bit different karena sekarang I'm exploring also the business side of media.
When I see like the content in Ada, it's very, very hip, trendy, what's happening in the moment stuff. What's your advice for the people out there that want to pursue a career in social media?
I don't think I'm eligible enough in the point to give advice, tapi I'm gonna give suggestions. So one of the things that I would suggest if you want to go into the social media business is that you're going to have to get used to the fact that this world is extremely manipulative. You need to be able to have that sense of strong boundary dulu within yourself. I'm still caught off guard sometimes of how manipulative this world is, kan? Tapi at the same time, what you need to keep in check with yourself, at least for me, you need to be able to understand that you hold your own moral gitu. I don't really have a thoughts of concern or whether people believe in God or they don't believe in God or they want to believe in the universe atau what tarot card readings, anything you want to believe in, go believe in gitu loh ya. It's like it's not my business to compromise on anybody's belief. But one thing that I have to say is you need to be able to hold your moral ground sendiri gitu. Do whatever, do some crazy thing, just do it. Honestly, just do it. Nike. I'm not even joking. Ada, the business that I'm doing, I'm actually not an influencer and I also never intend to be an influencer. You know, what I do is I own a media platform in which influencer can come join and influence for us gitu loh. I'm not an influencer gitu. I just own the business. The difference between the job of the influencer and the media world, it's very contradictory kan. Because influencer have to show up and like brand themselves very well. They want to show, you know, pakai baju gini, pakai baju gitu, like all these things are things that influencers have to do. And obviously there's pressure that comes within juga, right? The art of dressing up, people commenting on your personality, blah, 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 like XYZ. But the thing that I want to emphasize again, itu selectiveness. That's very important. So criticism, yeah, actually, it's not always bad. Constructive and destructive criticism. If people give you a constructive criticism on social media, actually, I would take it. Don't be too offended to it. You should word it better or something. Just take it. Say thank you for reminding me. I'll word it better next time. That's what I'm saying. You have to choose with the criticism that's asked. You have to be able to be selective on the things you see. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the 3 things that actually I aim to do with Ada. Number 1 is to inform. Kenapa inform? Kan you told me kan, so many words ya Esther. Like this is like an information or something. Now when you inform something kan, people acknowledge kan. Sash, I inform you ya, 12:15. Acknowledged, 12:15, ya kan? It's quite simple kan? Actually, you don't have to make your way around. It's very simple, straightforward. Number 2 is to educate gitu. Is to tell people like, this is how you do things gitu. But we're not giving them an essentialist point of view. Giving you a broader option to choose yourself to think. Number 3 is to entertain. Because everything, information, education, honestly, everything now is like an entertainment kind. Like if you really think about it, you watch a TED Talk, entertainment.
Without entertainment, no one will be interested. The entertainment part is how we actually get the information across to the audience.
Yeah, that's true. And everything is entertainment kan. Tapi what we're trying to do in those 3 things, kita tuh sebenarnya mau neutral. Just letting you know gitu loh. By the way, this gitu. In case it pops up to your mind. People come to me like, what is Ada? Like, why do you name it Ada gitu? Ada is an Indonesian word. The word Ada itself stands for itself. Ada itu kayak existing gitu. Ada. Aku ada buat kamu. Ada. The community that I try to build in Ada is a community that can stand for itself. For the people that want to learn to stand for themselves. Ngerti? Jadi that's the peak of interest gitu. And I know people are like, yeah, you're very good with your words and your marketing. That's not true. Although yeah, I have to admit that this is what it is gitu. I also need to admit that that's actually my intention of creating Ada. You have to be able to stand for yourself, think independently, and don't let other people influence you in that manner. You have the choice to create your life loh. Even people say, aduh, yeah, but Esther, like, I'm already failing this, failing that. Ya udah gitu. Acknowledge that you fail, move on, you know.
Yes.
Build a thicker skin, and then flourish gitu.
Yeah.
You have so much in front of you. You're only 18. What are you failing at, sayang? You know what I'm saying? It's like, even when you're 40 and 15, you're still failing. You could still get back up, right? Now that you're 18, you have so much time, so much energy, so much curiosity. Ya udah gitu loh. Like, get up gitu. Maksudnya pack up the pity party and sack up and then do your best gitu. Because you can actually determine what your life is gonna be, right? You don't have to be very entitled to one particular thing. So that's something that I really keep in mind, when I feel demotivated to work, whether it's on my university, whether it's on my ADA digital production. I always remind myself, I told myself, enggak gitu, my life depends on me, whether my parents are fortunate enough, whether they're capable of providing, I have good resources. Resources are just resources if you keep it that way, kan. It's like talent, hard work beats talent. You can be as talented as you can, but you can still leave it too, right?
Yeah, benar-benar. I think I want to ask juga in terms of collaboration is something essential. We have to work with people. Like sometimes we have to work with people we don't like, and we have to suck up to that. Yeah, what else can we do instead of just moping around and complaining? Again, like in your pity party. I want to ask, what is your experience with working with different people? How to work well with other people, how to maintain a good attitude and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have to be honest, karena the amount of times that I look at other people, other community, other organizations, even the people that I know gitu, it's like sometimes it's like I just rather not to work with people. Sometimes that's how I feel gitu. I have to remind myself that, like what I said again, you have to be cooperative. Actually, I learned a lot about collaboration when I was doing serendipity in British school in BSJ. Yeah. So when I was in BSJ, I learned so much about collaboration, working with her gitu. It's like kayak from your attitude, from like the way you do things, from the way you bring yourself as a woman, things like that gitu. Kayak it's just like I learned so much from her gitu. And the one thing that really sticks with me until now is that you do need to collaborate and you do need people, kan. Tapi for your own well-being, you also need to be an independent thinker. For example, you have a big position in BSJ TV, kan, and obviously you own pride in it, kan. And you have a team of people, kan. One thing you need to know is when the ship sinks, as in like BSJ TV is not doing very well again, you need to sustain BSJ TV. You know what I mean? You have to make yourself the asset of that company. Subconscious commitment that you have with BSJ TV, your baby that you make, that I'm going to withhold this BSJ TV even if I have nobody on my team. In my opinion, yes, especially for you, Van. I know that you're very good at a lot of things, okay, filming, editing, blah blah blah. You need to be able to continue to work on those juga. When the ship sinks, you don't have a team, you don't have a friend to film you. You can think of multiple ideas to film yourself, Tash.
Me and Esther were very fortunate enough to have done things prior to what we're doing now. Jadi, for example, the biggest learning curve for me was when I did Beneath It All. Again, it's like we're very fortunate enough to have kayak gone through so many different experiences before, kayak ADA and BSJ TV. Isn't to say that we're still not learning now, because I'm learning so many new things every day. Kayak dealing with people, not being the best leader sometimes.
Not being the best leader, I also agree with that. And it's very hard, to exert superiority, but at the same time keeping your boundaries, like friendship boundaries gitu kan. Let's just say, worst comes to worst, God forbid, BSJ TV atau apa gitu, kayak we're in a place where like itu udah very critical. Time is your biggest asset. If you fail now, let's say I'm 20 and if I fail now, I still have one more year when I'm 21 to rebuild all this and be able to get back up on my feet. If you're young and you're thinking, what should I do with my life? Actually just start. You see, you're not directly going to thrive to where you want to be, right? But even if you fail, you have so much time. Your time is your asset is time. Yeah. Take as much time as you need right now in your hand and try to think about it and try to build it up. I know it's a bit contradictory because we're speaking right now. I realize that nowadays we talk a lot. Things are still the way it is, nothing changed. Talking and action in equilibrium. That's how you make change. Being in a state of equilibrium. Sustainability. I see you, Mr. Durant.
What do you have to say to all the dreamers out there?
There's one thing, I would like to say, and I would just want to make it clear once for all. Stop wishing. This is not Disney Channel, okay, my love. Stop wishing upon a star. I do media, and I'm gonna tell you something. Wishing well, there's no such thing. Okay, no such wishing well, no wishing star. Ain't nobody coming for you. You know what I mean? There's no star that you can see every night and be like, can you wish upon a star? All those crap that we're selling, it's crap, but it's making monetary assets. So good on us. Good on us. Actually, believe it. I need the engagement. Media is so powerful, because even like the example of Sasha going to Universal Studio with her Harry Potter clothes, can it says something about the media, kan? She's sold by it. She's sold by it. Her whole Harry Potter outfit probably cost around $2,000. That's something that I would love to have. People stop wishing and start doing. Keep your head up. Keep your head up, as in keep on looking up and see all the things that you want to achieve, but put your feet on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground. What that means is you can see a lot of things up there, yeah. Oh, I want to achieve this by this. I want to achieve Forbes 30 under 30 by this. I want to achieve. Keep your head up at papa. Look at other things. Look at the things that you want to accomplish, but keep your feet on the ground. Because when you keep your feet on the ground, yeah, you're keeping yourself grounded. So when other people say something, you don't feel like you're floating. Stop wishing. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your head up, and just do it. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Esther, for coming in to talk with me. It's been nice catching up. See you later. Make sure to follow
Thank you so much,
our production. All good. Bye.